understand is why. I mean, I know it's news for these TV networks, and I include all of them, believe me. The only one, and I have to really say this because I've been watching it lately, the only TV network that doesn't cover Trump religiously is CNN. CNN does not cover Trump religiously. I was watching Hardball today on MSNBC, and all of a sudden they cut away. Why did they cut away? Because Trump started talking again from New Hampshire.
But even with CNN, they're always interviewing him. And Donald Trump got the endorsement of the police union in the largest police union in the New Hampshire area. And they were interviewing the guy, I guess the head of the union, and he goes, "Why did you finally endorse Trump?" He said, "We invited all the politicians, all the people running for president."
And he was the only one that came.
He's the only one that came and showed interest. He says, of all the people invited, 2 responded, only 1 showed up, Trump. And
Who was the other one? I'm curious. Did they say?
He didn't say. He didn't show up, though.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. He was respectful. He was understanding of the police problems. When he spoke to them, he gave them a lot of time. And they also like the idea that he thinks that if you kill a cop, you should go. It should be a death penalty, a federal law. So that's why they endorsed him.
Well, you know, one thing I will say, and this came from Chris Matthews on MSNBC on Tuesday or Wednesday, either the day of or the day after the Republican debate. He said you have to give Donald Trump credit for one thing. When he goes into the spin room, he talks to every reporter. He never ignores anyone. When people shove a mic in front of his face and ask him a question, he answers it. He's always there. They said even a local Nevadan newspaper, something very local there. He had asked a question. Trump gave him the same respect that he gave all the others, the nationwide reporters, and he answered his question.
You know why? Because Trump had no idea who's who, so he's answering everybody.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Well, he can tell when the mic has the letters on it. He knows most of the letters. Yeah. But if somebody comes up to him with a pad, you're right. He doesn't know who they are.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I think he's been doing this publicity game for years. He knows how to get publicity. He knows how to rile up people. He knows how to get free airtime. And
he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
So he knows what he's doing. Now, the big question is,
I have a question for you.
After I finish my big question, and you're probably you'll agree with what I'm asking, and you'll agree with the end. You'll give me the right answer.
I don't know. I hope so.
Are the people that are supporting him now actually going to vote when it comes to crunch time?
Well, that's what they ask. And the bottom line is people like what he's saying, but on the other side of the coin, they don't want him to be president. Yet, the average Joe out there in the audience says they'd vote for him.
Yeah.
But they say that he's divisive. They say that, he's
a narcissist.
He's a bully, and I mean everything they're saying is true.
Well, look,
but they like him.
They like him. Listen, people now he's got his unofficial endorsement from.
You know who he reminds me of? I know. They're going to go horseback riding shirtless together.
No, they had a thing of it's a joke. They're both running president and vice president for the United States.
Talk about I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, over the weekend, I happened to tape a Superman and Batman movie for an hour and 10 minutes. It was a cartoon, but I didn't realize it at first. Lex Luthor, you know Lex Luthor, right, from Superman?
Yeah.
Well, the bald-headed guy like me. Well, Lex Luthor becomes president, and I happened to say to my wife, his license plate was President Luthor 1. So I said to my wife, could you picture if Trump becomes president, he'll have President Trump 1. He won't fly in the United
U.S. 1.
Yeah, whatever, the presidential
He will fly.
He'll fly in his own,
he'll rename it. The
he'll
Trump
call
one.
it no
Trump one.
President Trump. He'll just add president to Trump.
No, he'll just say Trump. I think it's going to be Trump 1.
I think we're getting a call here, folks. I think you better take that because your secretary.
No, my secretary picked it up.
Your secretary is sleeping, I think.
My secretary picked it up.
Oh, okay.
Trump 1.
But in any event, I just found it ironic.
It is ironic.
Not that it means anything. But you know what we didn't do? We've been on for 20 minutes. What didn't we do? It's not that we didn't play a song.
We didn't give him our phone number.
Exactly.
And the worst part of it, the number that's written in the blurb is wrong.
What did you write? What did I write?
You edited it.
I edited it. You're right. What did I skip over? That's what you were pointing to.
Yeah. There was a 9 missing. 595-3275.
Well, forget about what I wrote. That's the right number.
Yeah, no, but now with the people
646-595-3275.
So people
write that down, folks.
People who are on Spreaker who won't have the opportunity to see that number will repeat it. 51. What?
The other one?
No, the first one.
646-595-3275.
That's correct. That's the number. You're right, Mark. Now I'm gonna veer off again back to ISIS.
Okay.
And back to the Kurds.
Okay.
Who seem to have the most success against ISIS.
Because they're fighting for their lives.
And you know who the most successful platoons are?
Successful what?
Platoons or brigades or whatever they are from the Kurds. They have all women brigades. They have 7,000 women fighting in the Kurds.
Well, it's like in Israel, the IDF.
No,
the IDF has women.
But it's much worse than that. ISIS is terrified of the women. When they see the women coming in, they run. Don't laugh. There's a very good reason why. Do you know
because
why?
They'll cut off their you-know-what.
No,
That's
not
why.
at all.
No?
If you, in the Muslim religion, the way they believe, if you get killed by a woman, you don't go to heaven.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So when they see the women coming in blasting the horns, we're here to get you. They're running. Nobody wants. They all want to go to heaven. If nothing else we know about them, they're all crazy, but they all think they're doing for high.
Well, I told you
high cause.
What I wish for ISIS, and this is no reflection on Moms Mabley. I thought she was a very funny comedian back in the day, back in the 60s, the late 50s and the early 60s. Ed Sullivan used to have her on all this time. Flip Wilson used to have her on. She was a black comedian. And her appearance left something to be desired. She was not a very good-looking woman. Now, maybe that was makeup. I don't know. But I wish for ISIS that, when they sacrifice themselves, that the 72 virgins that they get all look like Moms Mabley.
But if they get killed by women, they don't get
anything.
They don't go to heaven. So
and again, I apologize because I really liked Moms Mabley. I thought she was very funny.
So, that's what we should do is just get an all-women army from around the world and then to just surround ISIS.
You know what else?
Now again,
if you have them fight naked, You know, it's against the religion for a man to see any woman naked besides other than his wife.
Nah, then how do they rape all these women?
They don't consider them. They consider them like animals. You know, they're.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the bottom line is, technically, according to the Quran, you know, they like to go by the book, by the word. You know, Allah, Baba, whatever. The bottom line is, if they see a woman naked, they're supposed to commit suicide.
I've never heard of that because they see plenty of women naked. The other thing is, they say they were interviewing one of the women who were, I guess, I don't know if
Who
it was-
escaped from ISIS?
Yeah, who was
Because I know they did that a few times.
yeah. What they said this time around is, if the woman gets raped at least 10 times by Muslims, and she's a non-Muslim, she becomes a Muslim.
By injection, huh?
You know, again, how much of this is actually true?
I don't know.
I don't know. We are commentators. We are not news.
We are not the last word here, folks. So,
but that's one of the things that I heard also. This is,
we are not journalists. We are like Felix's friend Bill O'Reilly. We just report things. We don't know whether it's true or not. You know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't written a book yet, Killing ISIS. He's written a book about killing everybody else.
Yeah, they're all good bestsellers too.
I know.
Maybe he's got something there. You should read one of his books.
Well, one thing I will say for him, I mean, he's smart enough to know that he certainly doesn't need the money from the sale of the books. He gives everything to charity. All the money generated from the books that he's written, Killing Christ, Killing Lincoln, Killing Kennedy, okay, just to name three, he gives it all away to charity.
Well, charity is nice.
But, Felix, they say charity begins at home. Wouldn't mind it if we had a little bit of that, Yeah,
we need a lot of it.
Anyway, in between coughs, Felix is looking at eye pluggers, so looks like he's going to pick out another selection for us.
Oh, this is the holiday season.
I don't know. Do they have Christmas music there? Holiday music?
I don't know, but we'll play a few songs. I think some of them you might even like. I know this one you're gonna like. This is.
Well, you know what I want. All I want for Christmas is a hip hop
Yeah.
Christmas.
Well, this is we heard last week, and I like this.
Well, we do have to play a song by LaBarge, that Lady LaBarge, that Canadian woman.
Ricky Valens.
Laura and Tommy were lovers. He wanted to give her everything.
I plug this. All right. Next song is Modern Villager. I remember him.
I don't.
Santa Serifi. It's a good song.
Which song?
Good song. Santa Serifi. Modern Villager from Switzerland. Switch to his other version of the song.
This is putting people to sleep.